All right, shalom, people. All praise is due to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose name is Yahweh. In today's video, I'm going to go over a couple of precepts in the New Testament to show you guys that that the Messiah himself, Yahushua, and as well as James and John, pretty much taught to the rest of the Jews that the law, statute, commandments of the Creator are not done away with. Because there's a big misconception going on, or it's been going on for God knows how long, among some other Christians. Every time they open the quote-unquote New Testament wide open, they're under the impression that the Messiah nailed all of the laws on the cross, and we no longer have to keep the laws, which is totally false. Because I already did a video about 2 to 3 weeks ago in regards to the Apostle Paul, in which I went to a couple of precepts all throughout his writings to show pretty much that he was not only that he was keeping the laws of the Most High, or the laws that you can find in the first 5 books, but he was also teaching the Jews and the Gentiles which were Israelites, were following the customs of the other nations to keep the laws of the Torah. So in today's presentation, I'm going to go over a couple of precepts. It's not going to be a long video, to show you that the Messiah himself was teaching the rest of the Jews to keep the law. So I'm going to start off with Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, all the way down to verse 19. And it says, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I come not to destroy, but to fulfill." Verse 18, "For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven." So this is pretty much straightforward, out of the mouth of Messiah himself, telling you that the laws of the Creator are still in effect. You like it, accept it, or believe it or not, but it's written in the quote-unquote New Testament in the book of Matthew, and I just read it right now. I'm going to the book of Matthew, chapter 19, and I'm going to start at verse 9. And it says, "And I said unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for what? For fornication, and shall marry another, committed adultery. And whosoever married her, which is put away, doth commit adultery." So where are you going to find the law of adultery at? The law of adultery is found where? In the first 5 books. You see? So when the Messiah came on the scene, he was reading out of the Torah and out of the book of the prophets. Nowhere you're going to find it anywhere in his writings where he nails the law to the cross, or where he's telling them the rest of the nation not to keep the laws of the Father. So I'm going to jump down to verse 16. "And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is Yahweh, or God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep" what? "The commandments." Verse 18, "And he said unto him, Which?" Yahushua, or Jesus, said, "Thou shalt do what? No murder. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother. And thou shalt love" what? "Thy neighbor as thyself." So he was quoting the 10 Commandments. So where are the 10 Commandments found at? You can find the 10 Commandments in the book of Exodus, the 28th chapter. I'm going to go to Matthew chapter 26, verse 2. It's cut and dry. Ye know that after 2 days, the feast of the Passover and the Son of Man is what? Betrayed to be crucified. So where can you find this festivity called the Passover at? In the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, which goes to show you that what? That the Messiah himself kept the Passover. He kept all the laws of the Most High. He kept all the laws of the Creator. the book of St. John, chapter 14, verse 15, and says, if ye love me, do what? Keep my commandments. Verse 21, he that have my commandments and keepeth them, it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father. And I will love him and will manifest myself to who? To him. St. John chapter 10, verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem the feast of what? A dedication. And it was winter. You can find out more about the feast of dedication when you read the book of the Maccabees. So guess what? The Messiah himself also kept the feast of the dedication, or Hanukkah. He kept all the laws of the Most High. The book of James chapter 5 verse 20. Let him know that he which covereth the sinner from the error of his way shall save what? A soul from death, and shall hide a multitude of sins. Let him know that he which covereth the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death, and shall hide what? A multitude of sins. So even James himself taught the law, statutes, commandments of the Creator to the rest of the Jews. The book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 2 and verse 3. Verse 2, by this we know that we love the children of God, or Yahweh, when we love God and keep what? His commandments. That's crystal clear. Verse 3, for this is the love of God, that we what? We keep his commandments, and his commandments are not what? Grievous. Verse 21, little children, keep yourselves from what? From idols. Keep yourselves from idolatry and paganism. You find all these different laws, statutes, and commandments in the first 5 books. That's crystal clear. The book of 2 John, chapter 1, verse 6. And this is the love. And this is love, that we walk after what? His commandments. This is the commandment that, as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it. Revelation chapter 12, verse 17. So now we're going to the very last book of the scriptures, in the book of Revelations. So let's find out if the Israelites are required to keep the laws based upon what's written in the very last book, Revelation 12 and 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which what? Keep the commandments of God, and had the testimony of Yahushua. Can't get around that. Revelations chapter 14, verse 12. Here's the patience of the saints. And who are the saints? The saints are the Israelites. You can read about that in Psalms 15 and 5 and Psalms 148 and 14. Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep what? The commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahushua. No way of getting around it. So I don't know what the hell the Christians talking about. You're trying to insinuate that what? That when Jesus came on the scene, when the Messiah came on the scene, he nailed all of the laws on the cross. And when we study and read all throughout the New Testament, that all the laws are done away with. And that's a lie and a falsehood. I'm going to go to the book of Revelations, chapter 22, verse 14 and 15. Blessed are they that do his what? His commandments, and that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through what? The gates into the city. Now, those who don't want to keep the commandments, this is what's going to happen to them. For without are what? Dogs, sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever love it and make it a lie. Revelation 21 and 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall what? Have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone. This is the second death. So this is the penalty that's going to happen for all the Israelites who don't want to keep the laws or the constitution of the Torah. Because the Torah is our foundation, period, point blank. The Torah is our foundation, and the Torah is the constitution of the whole nation. If you don't want to uphold Torah constitution, you don't want to keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High to the best of your ability, guess what? You're going to perish, and you're going to be thrown in the lake of fire. We also go back and check out and read the laws of the Creator. In the first 5 books, there are penalties for not keeping any of these ordinances or any of these laws. No different than what's written in Revelation chapter 21, verse 8. If you don't keep any of these laws, you're going to be thrown into the lake of fire. So when you study the New Testament, you still have to keep the laws. The laws are in effect, whether you like it, accept it, or believe it or not. So I'm going to end this video. I'm not going to make this video too long. With that, I'm going to see you on the next presentation. And I'm out. Shalom.